Hi everyone, welcome back to Geeks for Geeks main YouTube channel. So today we have another DSA mock interview, and our guest for today is Vandan Patel. So I'll be interviewing him, and I'll be asking him two DSA questions, two or three DSA questions in a span of 45 minutes to 1 hour. So I'll quickly like to invite Vandan to the stream, and all of you can give me a +1 in the chat if my voice is clearly audible to all of you and everything is working fine. So let's call Vandan and have a quick introduction about him. Uh, Hi Vandan, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Vandan Patel, and I'm currently in third year pursuing BTech in DSA Gandhinagar.
Okay,
Uh, my field of interest include cybersecurity, finance in general, and bit of machine learning, I guess. And I
okay.
love playing badminton. Mm.
Have you built any projects up till now? Like, which tech stack do you use?
I have made two vulnerability assessment reports on two OSs, one Windows 7 Ultimate and one on Windows XP. And I have worked
Okay,
on password cracking in zip files.
okay. So, how much, like, how would you rate yourself? Like, how much would you rate yourself in DSA in a scale out of, let's say, 10?
7.5 or 8, intermediate.
Okay. Are you excited for this interview or you are nervous?
Sir, bit excited, bit nervous both.
Okay, great. So let us start. Let us start with the mock interview. So can you just share your screen because in the private chat I'll be sharing a Google Doc link with you. Just give me a second.
Mm.
So yeah. So you can see in the private chat I have shared a Google Doc link with you. Can you please
Yes,
open this doc and share your screen at the same time?
yes, sir, just a moment. Sir, is my screen visible?
Okay, one second. Yeah, your screen is visible. You can open the Google Doc.
Hmm.
Great. So, like, let's have the first question for us. Okay.
Hmm.
So, if I tell you about the first question, so like in this question, what I will be doing is I will give you an array. Okay. You know what is a binary string?
Yes, 0101. Hmm.
Okay, so
Hmm.
basically a string is a collection of characters, and a
Hmm.
binary string is what? A binary string is a string which consists of only zeros and ones. Okay,
Zeros and ones.
so
Yes.
like if I give you a binary string, so it will just contain zeros and ones,
Hmm.
and let's like I will give you an array of binary strings. Okay, so I
Hmm.
will give you an array which will consist of binary strings, and I will give you two integers. That is one integer is m, and the
Hmm.
another integer is n. Okay, so
Okay.
what you have to do is like there is something that is called as subsets, right? So
Yes.
if I give you a set of binary strings, so what you have to
Hmm.
do is you have to find like from that particular given set of binary strings, you have to find the largest subset. Okay, the task is to
Okay.
find the largest subset such that in that subset the maximum number of zeros, like let's say suppose that I have given you a set of binary strings, and out of this you pick some of the strings, you don't pick some of the strings, so whatever you pick in that subset. Okay,
Hmm.
so overall it will have some overall they will have some number of zeros and some number of ones, right? Because the binary string is of zeros and ones. So what you have to do is you have to choose the largest subset. The size of the subset should be largest possible, such that it is containing at most m zeros and n ones. Is it clear?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, then what you have to do is basically suppose that I give you 10 001, then I give you 1 1 1 0 0 1, and then I give you 1, and then I give you 0, and I give you m is equal to 5 and n is equal to 3. Okay,
Hmm.
so in this case if you will observe, so they could be many subsets that can be made, right? So if the
Hmm.
like you can see that basically there are a lot of subsets, like 2 to the power n subsets overall can be made, but like
Okay.
which is the like I have to choose a subset I have to choose the size of the largest subset such that the
Okay.
maximum number of zeros that I have is 5, and the maximum number of trees like ones that I have is 3. Okay, So maximum
Mm-hmm.
five zeros are allowed in that subset, and maximum three ones are allowed in that subset. Okay.
Okay.
And if I see for the answer, so that will be nothing but it will contain the first element, that is 10, then it will contain triple zero one, and after that it will contain this single one and this single zero. So the
Hmm.
largest subset which satisfied this condition is of size 4. Is it clear?
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. Now, let's have a look at the second test case as well. So if you look at the second example, so things will be much more clear. So you can see the second example, right? So if I
Hmm.
look
Hmm.
at the second example, so in that case, I'm giving you a string of a vector of strings in which I'm having 10, I'm having 0, 1, and 1. Okay. So I am saying that you can choose a subset which is having size m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 1. Okay. So basically,
Hmm.
you can have at most 10 and 11, and you have to choose the largest subset. So suppose that you choose 10, right? Suppose you just choose this string that is one
Hmm.
zero. So if you choose 10, then in that case you are in trouble, because if you choose 10,
Hmm.
then the size of your subset will be 1, and you have exhausted 10 and 11. Okay, so you have exhausted the maximum capacity, right?
Hmm.
But like in this case, what you can alternatively do is you can choose 0. When you choose 0, then you have used m is equal to 1, right? So you have used 10, and when you use 1, then that means you were allowed to take 1 only maximum, so you have used it. So here you can see that the size of the subset is nothing but 2, because it is containing two strings, right?
Two
Two
string.
binary
Hmm.
strings.
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
answer is 2, because if you just chose 1 and 0, then m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 1 would have satisfied. But here there the subset size would have been 1. But here the subset size, if you choose the individual string 0 and individual string 1, if you
Two.
choose these two strings in the subset, then the answer is going to be 2. So like what you have to do is you'll be given this binary strings, and you have to tell me that what is the largest possible subset that you can choose, size of the largest subset according to the given constraints.
Okay. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
is this problem clear to you?
Yes. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. So how can you do it?
Uh, Firstly, I need to count the number of zeros and ones in all the strings, and I will store it in an array. Okay, and then I think I need to sort the array according to number of ones and number of zeros. Okay. Hmm.
So if in the audience people are clear with it, they can give a +1 in the chat. I hope that the audience must be clear by now with the question, and also give a thumbs up to the video as well, guys. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so firstly, I count the number of ones and number of zeros in a vector of pair and store them. Then I will sort the vector simply.
Count the number of zeros and number of ones for every string, right? You are saying this.
Yes, yes. Hmm.
Okay, then.
So and we'll sort it. Uh, so I need to sort it according to one or zero. Just a minute. Okay. Hmm. Uh, I will sort it either way. Let's take one. Okay. So let's say write in docs only. So for this example, my vector will look like 1 comma 1, uh, 1 comma 3, 3 comma 2, 1 comma 0, and 0 comma 1. Okay. So hmm, 0 comma 1. So I will sort it according to ones. Okay. So hmm, the first element will be 0 comma 1, 1 comma 0, 1
So
comma
what are
1.
you trying to do? Can you first of all tell us?
Sir, I will sort the vector of pairs according to number of ones and number of zeros. Okay, in pair. They are in pair. And
Okay.
then I
So
will simply
how does that help me?
I will run sliding window technique starting from index 0. And that should help me, I guess.
Uh, so you are saying that first of all you will sort this up. You will first of all count the number of zeros and the number of ones for every guy,
Yes,
and
yes.
then will you sort it according to the number of zeros or number of ones?
Sir, first element will be number of ones. So if like this, sir, if number of ones are same, then it will be sorted according to number of zeros.
So why do you want to sort?
Sir, to make the sliding window technique easier to implement, I guess.
And what is the idea behind counting the number of ones and zeros in the every string?
Because sir, we need to get the subset according to the counts, right? So we have 5 ones and 3 zeros. So I
At
need,
most, yeah.
yes, at most. So I need to have count so that I do not iterate over the strings again and again. So it's better to store the counts in an vector, I guess.
Okay. So
Hmm.
you take like you tell me about the like you take the second example. You take 1 0 0 1 and m is equal to 1 n is equal to 1, and you tell me what you will do in that.
Okay, huh. So in that case, my vector would be 1 comma 1, 0 comma 1, and 1 comma 0. So if I sort it, 0 comma 1, 1 comma 0, and 1 comma 1. So so if I iterate, if I implement my sliding technique, so I will firstly count 0 and 1, right? My count will be, let's say, m dash would be equals to 0 here, and n dash would be equal to 1, right? For
Basically
this,
n and m, right?
yes. Okay,
So you are saying that
so
if you take the first element, like can you write the string along with it so that we can understand? Like
yes, 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 yes. This is 0, this is 1, and this is 1 0, right?
so you're saying that you
So,
will take the first string.
mm, sorry.
You are saying that you will take the first string.
For no, no, sir, not first. 0, 0. According to my sorted array.
Okay, so you will take, yeah, basically according to your sorted array, you are saying that you will take
Yes,
0.
yes, yes, yes.
Then
For now, I will take my first string.
you wanted to apply 2 pointers or something.
Yes, 2 pointers.
How will you apply it? Like why?
Sir, my I and j initially will point to this number, right? Zero index. I will start incrementing my I index to 0 to 1, then 2. Whenever I will reach, whenever I will exceed m or n, either, okay, then I will increment my j counter, which would be pointing to 0, right? So let's say I would have a case like m equals to 1,000, sorry, and n equals to like 10 or 20 or something, like they are relatively large number, right?
Okay.
So I need to let's say, sorry. Hmm. Let's say initially I got my subset like this according to n, okay, and these are let's say 5 elements. So I need to check further that for this 20, can I get a larger subset because I have much more number of ones allowed than zeros. Are you getting?
So you will try to have as many numbers with the zero part as possible.
Like I will try every possibility according to m and n. I
But
will not
are you
stop.
sure that your sliding window would be able to try every possibility?
Hmm, I think it should.
Like you are saying that you will sort it up, right? And then you
Hmm.
will choose contiguous segments one by one, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, you will choose a contiguous segment first of all. Let's say you choose the first contiguous segment. So in
Okay.
that contiguous segment, what you are doing is you are saying that that particular contiguous segment will have at most n zeros and m ones. If the condition is violated, then you slide your window, right?
Yes.
So then you choose the next contiguous segment and all those things.
Yes.
But are you sure that in that case you would be able to explore all the like you will be able to explore all the subsets that are possible?
Hmm. Yes, sir. I think I might be able to explore all the subsets because they are sorted. So
Like how many, like if I give you three elements, right? So if I give you
okay.
1 0 1 and then 0, so if I'm giving
Okay.
you three, if I give you the size as 3, so how many subsets will three elements produce? Can you tell me? Let's say I give you
Uh,
two elements. Let's say I
Two
give you
elements.
two, like in the strings I give you two elements. So how many subsets will I get?
Sir, if both of them lie in the conditions m and n, then both will be taken into one
So you,
subset, I
you tell
guess.
me this thing. Let's say I give you one string as 0. You go down and write it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
0,
let's say I give
0.
you a string in which I give you like 0 and I give you another string as 1, comma 1 you can write.
Comma
Okay.
1. Okay.
So I'm giving you two strings. Can you tell me like how many subsets, like how many total possible subsets are there that can be made here?
So total subsets can be made 2 raised to 2, right? But if we think according to this m and n, I will take both of them in one subset. My answer would be 2. Okay, if they lies in our conditions m and n. Okay, so if, sir, let me explain. If m equals to 0 and n equals to 1 for this condition, right? So we have m once, right? Huh? So this will not satisfy a condition, right? This 0. So I will move my j pointer to 1, and I would be already pointing to 1. So my answer should be 1, I guess. Yes.
But you were saying that you will take a contiguous segment. So, like, let's say, like, how will you consider the case of 0 and 1 when they both are when they both should go together?
Sir, let's say m equals to 1 for second example. Okay, let me explain second example. So 0 and 1 array would be like 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 0, right? So let's say my j pointer and I pointer both are pointing at 0th index, which is 0 comma 1. Okay.
So, but you are taking a very ideal case. So, you just copy the first test case, right? Like whatever strings have been given in the first test case, you just copy that.
Okay. Okay.
Copy the n and the m as well along with it.
M equals to 5 and n equals to 3.
Okay. So you can erase the rest of the part above that, right? Yeah. Now you focus on this part, right? Now you focus on this part. So you tell me like how many, like there are, I think, how many numbers? 5 numbers, right? So there will be a
5.
lot of subsets that can be possible. So you have
Yes.
to choose the largest subset. So like how, like you sort it, like you basically tell me the sorted array according to your convenience. Like you are saying
Okay.
that you will sort it. So what will be the sorted array for you?
Sorted array would be like firstly 0 string, then 1 comma 0 is 1. Okay, then 1 0 is
Uh, okay.
comma 3 is 0 0 0 1 3 and 4 comma 2. 0 0 1. Okay. This would be my array. So I will start from here. Okay, 0th index, right? So these four makes m equals to 1 2 3 and n equals to 4, right? M equals to 1 2 3 and n equals to 4, 4 5. Yes, 1 2 and 3 5. So just a second, sir. I missed anything or what? 1 comma 3. Yes, yes. We have m ones, m zeros. Yes. Sir, m5 and n3, right? Sir, let's say my j pointer and I pointer will be pointing to these. Okay, here, 0th index, and I take all the first four elements. Okay, keep incrementing till fourth. So my subset size would be 4, right? My answer should be 4 up till now. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are audible. You are audible. You can continue.
Huh.
I'm just.
So okay, so my subset size would be 4. As soon as I move to this part, my m and n gets out of bound, the given constraint, right? So I will
Okay.
start increasing my jth pointer, which is initially pointing at 0th index.
Okay, and then.
Huh. I will keep incrementing up till I get again in the bound of 5 and 3.
But like this is a very ideal case that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you just think they like there can be circumstances when this will fail?
Till I
Are
catch
you
it.
sure that this will pass all the circumstances?
Okay, let me think of it, sir. hmm I think it should pass. Okay. Any other way?
So yeah, let's say I give you m is equal to,
M is
let's
equal
say I
to
give, like according to what you are sorting.
once
You are sorting
start once
like
and then
you
zeros.
sort you are sorting, like first of all you are sorting according to the decreasing number of ones, right? Like
Yes.
right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Increasing
So
number, sir. Increasing number.
increasing of ones, and then after that, if the number of ones are same, then you are sorting according to
Then
the.
increasing number of zeros.
Okay. So you write one of the cases here. So let's say m is equal to 5 here.
Okay.
Let's say m is equal to 0. So the number of zeros that you are allowed is 0.
Okay.
Let's say that n is equal to 5 here, suppose.
N is equals to
Uh,
5. Okay. So I am
let's say m is
allowed
equal to
most.
5 and m is equal to 1. Let's write m is equal to 1.
M is equals to 1. So 1 0 and
And
5 1s, right?
yeah, now you delete that string test case. Now I'll give you a test case. Okay.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
delete the below part. Okay. Suppose that I give you 0. Okay.
0.
uh, 0 comma, like I first string is 0. Then
Hmm.
suppose I give you something like, let's say I give you 0 0 1 1.
1 1. Okay.
Okay. Then suppose something like, I give you 0 0 0 1
0
1
0
1.
0 1 1 1. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
And let's say another thing that I give you is, let's say I give you 1, a string 1.
1.
Then I give you a string like 1 1.
1 1.
Then I give you a string like, 3 zeros and 3 ones. Like, basically, let's say 1 1 1, triple one, then triple zeros, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, right. So this is also fine, but like it's repetition.
Sir.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Repetition.
we have already done it. Okay, so you can write it
Hmm.
as, like, triple zero and double one.
Double one. Okay. Double one.
Okay. Now okay, now this is done. So now you can write, let's say you can write three ones.
3 ones. Okay.
Okay, so can you tell me the largest subset that you can take from here?
Second. So my first element would be 0 comma 1, which is the string 0.
You just write the string. You don't need to tell me how many zeros and ones are in it. I like we can see that. Just write the
Okay.
strings.
Okay. Okay. So I'm allowed 1 0 and 5 ones, right? So if I take this 0, so it
You
should
first of all
be
write the sort. You first of all write the sorted format. I want to see your sorted format for this question,
okay.
such that
Okay.
you
Okay.
can tell me the sliding window for this.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Sir, answer is 3. Is it 3?
You don't write this thing, man. Just write the strings in the sorted fashion according to your
Sorted
sorting,
fashion.
whatever you are
Okay.
sorting. Like,
Okay. Got it. 1 and 1 1.
how are you going to sort it?
Sir, decreasing order of ones. And if a number of ones are same, then I will consider number of zeros. Am I clear, sir?
Okay.
Huh. So
But you said earlier that you will sort according to decreasing order of zeros.
no, sir. No. Did I? I, I don't think.
Okay.
I said that I will store number of zeros and ones in a pair, and I will sort them, just a regular sort. So the technique will consider the first element first. So increasing order of first element. If the element is same, first element is same, that will consider second element. Then this would be my sorting order. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. These three strings have number of ones common, right? 2. So I've considered number of zeros. It have 0, 2, and 3. So now I am allowed 1 0 and 5 ones, right? So this would satisfy up till this. So my answer would be 3. Huh. Sir,
You first of all think, like, what is the best possible answer? First of all, think of this. Which subset is the best possible answer for you?
Best possible answer is three. These three strings. Hmm.
Okay.
Ah, sir, these three strings. Because I am allowed only one zero and five ones. One, two, three, four, five, six. Either sir these three, or I would take these
But
two and this one. Either of it is going to be three.
right. Let's say in this case, let's mark n as 6 now.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Now you tell me.
Answer four. Answer four. This
Hmm.
and this.
But your sorted sliding window order doesn't allow me to do that.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Does it?
No,
Because
no, no.
can you see the subset thing, right?
Yes. Now see the problem here.
Like, what's the problem? Can you tell me?
Sir, I will pass till here. Then I will again start from here. Hmm. So the subset is actually broken into two pieces in the sorted array. So I
Like, why
might
is
not
that
be.
so? Why is that so? Because the number of like m gets exhausted, but
Hmm.
you still have n's. So you
Yes.
could
Hmm.
still take you could still take the ones, right?
Yes. Hmm. Got it. Hmm. Okay. So I need to change my. Okay.
So your sliding window approach, like, don't you think that yours at there will be various test cases, there will be various
Hmm.
circumstances
It will fail.
in which
Yes, it
your
will fail.
sliding window approach can fail, right? Everyone can write a plus
Yes.
one in the chat if they
Yes, it
understood this
will
thing.
fail.
Basically, sometimes you might be like it is not always necessary that even after sorting you choose a particular segment and like you only have to choose a particular segment. It might happen that you might be skipping some. You might choose like when you are at a certain element you might choose it, you might not choose it. So that's
Hmm.
what the subset definition is. So that is the constraint here, right?
Okay.
So what can you do in that case? Can you think of any other way? Can you think of anything like how do we get all the subsets of a particular set?
Sir, I think I can use DP here. Knapsack. Um, let's
Okay,
say.
so how does it help?
Okay, so this is my capacity actually. In knapsack problem, we have only one capacity. Now actually I have two capacities. So I need to take care of both the constraints.
Uh,
And this is my value, I guess. Hmm.
so you are saying that when you are at a certain ith guy,
Hmm.
so in
Hmm.
this case, you will not be sorting, right? So you're saying that when
No,
you
no,
are
no.
at a when you are at a certain ith guy, then
Hmm.
you will take a decision of either choosing or not choosing, something like that
Yes.
in knapsack.
Yes. 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 Choosing or not choosing. Yes. Hmm.
Then
Let's say I'm at this. Let's just remove this sorted. Let's start with this zero. Okay, I will take this because it is under constraint. Now for this, the parameters became m equal to zero and n is still six. Right. Hmm. Then I move to this string. Now it will have two recursions. In one recursion, I will consider this string, and in one recursion, I will not consider the string. Right. So yes, let me say this is zero string. In one recursion, it will have m equal to 0 and n equal to 6, in which I have considered this string. Another recursion, I will have the same constant because I have not included here. Not included.
so you are saying that for every ith guy, either
Mm-hmm.
you will have a recursive, like either you will do what you will choose that guy. So like
Mm-hmm.
can you choose a certain guy every time, or is there a constraint on you choosing that particular guy?
Every time, uh, no, sir.
Can you?
I
Yes.
will. I had to call it recursively to check whether
No,
I
no.
should include in a
Uh,
subset or not.
no. You tell me this thing. Suppose you have
Mm-hmm.
certain number of, like suppose you come to the ith guy. Suppose I give you an
Okay.
example.
Okay.
Suppose you write
Mm-hmm.
00 and triple one. Okay.
Zero
You
zero
write zero
triple
zero
one.
and triple. Okay.
Okay.
So suppose suppose like you can write it below so that you can
Okay.
understand it
Okay.
better. Suppose my current like suppose I have given you a vector of strings, but suppose my current string is triple zero and triple one. Okay, and the
Okay.
number of n is equal to like m is equal to m is equal to 5 here, but n is equal to 2. M is
Okay.
equal to 5, n is equal to 2. Suppose after certain iterations, n is equal to 5 and m is equal to 2. So can you choose
Then
you, can you choose it?
no, no, no. Oh, okay. I need to write that if statement there. But I'll skip this. Yes. got it.
So like it's you can always choose to skip the ith person, right? You can
Yes,
always
yes, yes.
choose to skip the ith string, but
Yes.
but it's not necessary that you will always include it, because for including it, what is the constraint here? If I give you n is equal to 5, m is equal to 5 and n is equal to 1, you can write
For
it
that, sir, the n is equals to 5n and m equal to.
like m is like you can say m is equal to 1, let's say.
Okay, okay, okay. Huh.
So you cannot choose it, right? Because the number of zeros
I
that I
cannot choose
allow
it.
is just one. So in that case, like, what's the constraint here? It is not
Uh,
like I can always choose to skip the ith person, but
yes. Uh, hmm.
but when will I when will I include it?
uh, when when we will have the required zeros greater than the string has, right? So let's say I have m equals to 3 or greater than 3. Let's say I have 5, so I can take 5 zeros, the string has 3. Okay, that match. I can take 5 ones, the string has 3 ones. Okay, both conditions are matching, so I can either take this or not take this string has both the options. Let's say I will have m equals to 1. I can take 5 ones, it have 3. I can take only 1 0 while it have 3 zeros. Okay, so it don't have an option to be included
So
in that subset.
basically, you're saying that if like the number of, like, suppose you are current at a current ith scenario, so if the number of ones that you can take and the number of, if the number of zeros that you can take is greater than equal to the number of zeros in the ith string, and the number of ones that you can take, like the number of ones that you can accommodate is greater equal to the number of ones in the current, greater than equal to the number of ones in the current string, then you can include it, or
Yes.
right? Okay. So like let's say you have two scenarios always. So like you want to maximize the length, then what will you do?
Maximize the length. Uh,
Right. As I said, now you have to maximize the size of the subset.
Size of subset. Okay, sir.
I am clear that you are calling these two recursive calls. Then what happens for going forward?
Sir, automatically I will get answer in the recursive calls because I am checking all possibilities.
But like you would be returning something from every recursive call. No?
Yes, sir. I will keep a global variable answer, I guess. Yes. So whenever I'm including a string, and I will pass a parameter into the function. Initially, when I am this string, my subset size will be 0, right? So when I include this string, my subset size will become 1. Okay. So then I pass to another string. I will pass the subset size as 1 because I've included this 0. Okay. So for this case, my size would be 0, right? And for this case, my size would be 1. Hmm. So when I get to this first string, according to zero indexing 0011, right? It will get to know that I have already selected one of the strings ahead of it, right? So now, if it gets selected, it has to pass size equals to 2. Okay. So if I skip this string 2, I need to pass whatever size I have given to that string. So let's say uh, if I say size equals
But
to 3.
can you tell me one problem? Like what is the time complexity of a recursive code? Can you tell me that?
So it will take 2 raised to n. N is number of strings because I'm checking all the
Uh,
possible
can,
subsets.
can you think of any way in, like you have the you said that this is very similar to knapsack where we pick and don't pick. So in
Yes.
that in knapsack, like you know this thing, like in recursion there are like in this scenario, can you think of like scenarios when this will start failing according to the constraints? Can you think of this?
Sorry, will fail
Can-
according to
yes,
constraints.
when the constraints are too tight, then can you think of scenarios when this will start failing or it will not be that optimal for us?
I can think of one case when m and n are too large to make array of or vector of. I guess I
Okay,
need to
then.
make. Then I need to. Hmm, I guess single DP. I need to optimize the space because I cannot make a 2D vector then if m and n are too large. Hmm.
Okay.
I
So,
need to for a simple problem. I need to memorize the solution so I can reduce it to n square or something like that from 2 raised to n. Hmm. So let's say I will make an vector of
No, basically,
vector of
you were not able to come up with this, but I'll tell you. Have you ever calculated Fibonacci of have you ever calculated the Fibonacci numbers using recursion?
yes, yes.
So
Recursion,
you
yes, I
know
have.
that you know this thing that while calculating Fibonacci, there are a lot of states that you might calculate again and again.
Yes, repeating sub problems.
So
Yes.
are they going to be repetitive problems here as well?
I think uh, no, because either we are taking it or not taking it. Yes, yes, there will be, there will be. Yes.
So there will be scenarios like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, one second. Now this problem is fine, but let's move to the next problem because we have lack of some
Oh,
time. Okay,
okay,
so
okay,
one
okay.
second. Okay, so one second. One second. Can you just scroll down in this?
Okay.
You're able to see the new problem.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's quickly read this problem out.
Okay.
I'll be giving you an integer n. Okay,
Hmm.
that denotes the length of the line segment. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
what you need to do is you need to cut the line segments in such a way that every time either like from that particular line segment you can either
Hmm.
cut a length
Hmm.
of x or a
Hmm.
length of y or a length of z. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
and after performing a certain number of cut operations you have to find the total number of cuts that is maximum.
Okay.
Let us talk about this case. Let's say n is equal to 4 is here.
Four.
Okay, so if n is equal to 4 is there, then the total length is 4 because the the cuts in this case, like we can make four segments of length 1 each, right? We can,
Hmm.
if we have the length 4 and we can cut either 2 1 or 1, so we'll try
Hmm.
to make four cuts of 1, right?
Hmm.
Clear with this? Let's move to the next case. In this case, like if you move to the second case, so if I give you n is equal to 5, okay, and
Hmm.
let's say x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 3 and z is equal to 2. So in this case, the maximum cuts that you can make is nothing but 2, because one of the cuts you can make using the length, let's say 3, then you are
Hmm.
left with the length 2. So you cannot
Hmm.
make a cut of 5, you cannot make a cut of 3, you can make a cut of 2. Yes, you can make a cut of 2. So you'll make
Okay.
a cut of 2. So you made a cut of 3 as well as of 2. So you got
Hmm.
the answer as 2, right?
Two. Yes.
So
Got it.
can you tell me how we can approach this particular problem?
Sir, a very naive approach would be to take all the possible cases of x, y, and z, which would take forever to calculate, right? So, an optimized
Then
approach can be using DP. Okay. So, let's say this case n equals to 4 and x equals to 2, y equals to 1, z equals to 1, 2. Okay. 4, x equals to 2, y equals to 1, z equals to 1. Sir, I just want to ask one thing. Uh,
please,
can I repeat x, y, z each time? Can I repeat x, y, z? Like, let's say,
like every time, let's say you had initially a particular length,
okay,
then you let's say made a cut of either x, y, or z. So in that
mm-hmm.
case, there will be a new length. Then from
Okay, okay,
on that
repeat,
new
I can
length,
repeat. Mm-hmm. So, let's say I make, uh, let's say if I have length equals to n, now I want to cut it according to these pieces. I will say that my number of pieces should be equals to max of, right, max of, if I take 2 from this, okay, n plus 2 comma n plus 1 comma n plus 1. So what I've done here is this is basically x, this is basically y, and this is basically z. Okay.
one more thing for the audience. If the audience has understood this question, so they can hit a +1 in the chat. they can hit the like button as well. Okay. You can go forward.
Hmm. So if I want to take out x from this n, right? So I need to have n plus x length, right? And if I want to take out length y, so I need to have length n plus y. So this n plus x and n plus y represent a state of dp. Let's say I will make a 2D array of n cross 3, dp of n cross 3.
Okay, right. You will make a
Sorry.
go forward. Go forward.
Okay, I do not need, I guess, 2D dp. Do it with 1 dp also. Yes, I can do it with 1 dp also. Let's say, sir,
First of all, you tell me the approach. Like, what are you going to do? What are you trying to implement?
sir, I am trying to implement dynamic programming. Like, I will traverse to 0 to n.
Why
I
why
will,
do you think that this problem can be solved using something like DP or that?
because, sir, I can see some repetitive problems, sub problems here, and
Uh,
optimal approach should be storing
like,
the.
can you give me some example? Like why
Hmm,
there's repetitive sub problems
okay,
or something?
so if I cut the piece n equals to 4 from n x equals to 2, so I will be remaining with n equals to 2, right? So now I have length 2. So now I can cut from both y equals to 1 and z equals to 1. Either way, I will be left with piece 1, right, sir? So now I have to again check for all the three. So that includes 2
So,
into
but you
2.
have to check for all the three. That how does that make repetitive sub problems? I did not understand this.
Uh, sir, repetitive,
You
like.
are getting my point now.
Hmm,
You are
hmm,
saying that like every time you have to check it with X, Y, and Z.
hmm, 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 hmm.
But the thing is, but my concern is that if you have to check every time for X, Y, and Z, so how does a problem repeat?
Sir, if I cut the n from x, y, or z, okay, then I need to again check for all the threes. So in the recursive tree, I might find some repetitive sub problems, which I'm sure I will find, but I am not able to explain here. So let me try again. Okay, n equals to 4. I will do x equals to 2, y equals to 1, and z equals to 1. Here I will have, sorry, here I will have n equals to 2, n equals to 3, and n equals to 3. Sir, we have n equals to 3 two times, right? So let's say n equals to 3 I have here and here also. I will check for n equals to 3 for all the three again, right? For these.
Okay, so you're saying that let's say you have a recursive call at one point of state where and like you did something like let's say you subtracted something, then you got n is equal to 2 at some position.
Hmm, hmm,
Then you're
hmm,
saying that
hmm, hmm.
let's say you followed some other recursive call and you
Counted.
followed n is equal to 3. Then you're saying
Huh.
that let's say you followed another recursive call and you again got n is equal to 3. So you
Hmm,
are telling
hmm,
that
hmm.
in that case, what is happening?
I do not need to call again this n equals to 3 because I have stored already the answer for n equals to 3. I can use it directly here. So I'd be saving that time. So
Okay,
I use it.
because x, y, and z are same, right?
Yes, yes. Hmm.
Okay.
Even if they are not same, sir, there will be situations or there will be
Basically
sub problems.
x y and z are the like if n is equal to 3 then x like for n is equal to 3 in the first case and the second case both for both I am saying that x y and z are same for both n is equal to 3 for both the n is equal to 3,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
that is why,
Yes.
because x y and z are not variable, right?
Yes, not really. Yes. And sir, again, let's say for this n equals to 2, I call for all the threes. So I will have n equals to 1 here. When I take first x and then y or z, okay. So I cut it in 2 comma 1 fashion. Yes. Then let's say for this n equals to 3, I cut string in 1 comma 2 fashion. So again I will n equals to 1, and for this string 2 I cut it like this. So sir, we have three problems with same n equals to 1. Hmm. So here comes the role of storing the values. I think I saved one time here and two two recursions here. These are some overlapping subproblems for this question.
Okay, so can you tell me one situation? Let's say n is equal. You write this. Let's say you are in a scenario. Okay, let's say you
Hmm.
are in a scenario where at some intermediate point of time, let's say you have n is equal to, let's say, 7. Okay,
7. Okay. Mm-hmm.
and x is equal to, let's say 10.
10.
Uh,
10.
y is equal to, let's say, 8,
8. That equals
and z
to
is equal to, let's say, 4.
4. Okay. Hmm.
So like, can you tell me like what happens when I have this kind of a scenario?
Sir, if I have already stored the value of n equals to 7, then I will use it directly.
No, you
And
you
if
need to
I,
tell me like how you going to cut. Like if I give you, if some at some stage n is equal to 7 and x,
hmm,
y, and z values are given to you. So like are you going to cut in with all three possible cuts or something else?
no, sir, I need to check whether it is possible or not. Like x equals to 10, I cannot cut this n equal to 7 to x equal to 10, right? Because x is greater than n. It is not possible. So I need to skip this part. And x
I
and
think
y, I need to.
I think that you skipped this explanation, right? This kind of an edge case
Oh, okay, okay,
uh,
okay.
you skipped
So,
in terms of
mhm.
explanation, right? That
Yes, yes.
you said that you will cut for x, you will get cut for y, you will cut for z,
Okay,
something like
huh,
that you
huh.
said. But you
Yes,
did like you missed this kind of scenario
yes.
where if the length if the length of uh, if the length of
Piece
the
is,
rod if the length of the current segment is lesser than x or y or z anything, then you will not be able
then,
to take that
then I
particular cut,
need to
right?
skip that. Yes. Then I,
Then in that case, let's say three types of cut you can make, and one of the cuts you are not able to make. So in that case, you will try to make two of the rest of the other cake cuts, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this part is clear.
Hmm.
Great. So everyone can write and understood in the chart if they understood this problem as well. Okay. So now like I would say that Vandan, you can stop coding for now. So one second, like
Should I
you
stop
can
sharing
stop
screen?
sharing.
Okay.
You can maybe be there. Okay, no worries. Like you can
Hmm.
maybe yeah, perfectly fine. So like one thing like I would like to say, would you like
Hmm.
me to give a feedback?
Sure, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
And before that, before giving the feedback, so can you tell me like what was your experience for this mock interview?
Sir, I was very nervous during the interview, and it was learning. Okay. So
So like
it was a bit of
like
experience,
how
like,
do you feel that you have learned something from this mock interview?
yes, sir, very much. Yes.
Do you feel that you have learned something?
Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
so coming to your feedback part, right? Coming to your
Hmm.
feedback part. So one thing that I would like to say here is that you need to work a little bit more on your
Hmm.
problem solving skills, because
Sure.
the thing is when I give you the first problem, so you had to make subsets, right? And in that case, you have to think of all the possible scenarios, all the possible subsets. But
Yes.
you were doing what you were doing basically sorting, and then you were telling me that this is there, this is there, this is there. But
Yes.
but actually that is not the right thing, right? Okay, because
Hmm. Hmm.
you just did not thought like as I give you an intermediate kind of a test case, right?
Yes. Yes.
Where your
Hmm.
contiguous segment sliding window concept failed, right? So you should like you only told me that okay, I'll choose this particular contiguous segment, then I'll choose the other. But whereas in
Okay.
your approach, you would not be doing that. Okay, so
Yes.
like one thing that I would like to say is like whenever someone gives you a problem, so try to think of all the test cases. Don't directly jump to a problem. You can say that I'm thinking of this, but let me check on this test cases. So this is one thing. And
Mm-hmm.
the second thing is like you were not checking for the edge cases, right? Every time. I had
Okay.
to I had to tell you about a lot of edge cases if you will observe.
Yes.
Because if I said that you have to cut a rod of length, let's say n with the possible cuts as x, y, and z, then
Hmm.
you will not directly cut with x with y and z. You will check whether
Hmm.
that
Check. Yes, I
particular
will check.
cut with the length x or with the length y or with the length z is possible or not. That only will go further, right? So
Hmm.
this is one more thing. And like one more thing that I would like to say is you were a bit slow in the development of the logic part. So you
Okay.
can improve, you can improve, like you can, by solving a lot of problems, you can improve in this thought process part, such that
Mm-hmm.
such that what can happen is whenever someone gets your problem, so you can immediately crack that problem down, and you do not take so much problem
Okay. Sure.
time in going to a solution, then shifting from it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to, you did not you were not we were not we did not have so much time to write the uh,
Mm-hmm.
full-fledged working code, and I doubt if we wrote it, then maybe you might have missed some cases. So I will
Yes.
suggest you to code as well. Okay, so these
Mm-hmm.
were some suggestions from my side, but I will say that you
Thank
were
you.
very confident. The problems were good for you, and
Mm-hmm.
both the problems were of intermediate level. That's usually asked in companies like, you can say, Microsoft, Amazon, or Flipkart, Paytm, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks a lot for joining us for today, and
Thank you,
I
sir.
wish you all the best, and hope that maybe we'll see you doing really great after some time.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, Vedant.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just connect with the audience now. So audience can give me a +1 in the chat if they like this particular mock interview. Although I was not that good, I was not that good in terms of health. So you can also see something happened. I was playing cricket and something also happened. Right, so you can understand like what happened with the eye. So now coming to this part, so all of you can give me a +1 in the chat. So this happened because of cricket. So sorry for that. Okay, you can understand these things happen. So basically, all of you can give me a +1 in the chat if you like this mock interview for today. Like if you like the problem set that we discussed, so all of you can hit the like button and make sure to comment down a +1. And after this stream is over, so you can tell me your feedback. If you like the questions, you can tell me that. If there's something that we can improve, you can tell me also that. And there will be a form in the description of this video. Using that form, what you can do is you can give the live mock interviews. Okay, and that was it for today. If you have any friends who are currently preparing for the problem, who are currently preparing for these things, like product based companies, so you can share this mock interview with them. And that's it for today. Thanks a lot everyone for joining in. Before going, I will suggest everyone to give me a +1 in the chat, because that helps us a lot. And make sure to hit the like button, and comment down, comment down helpful if you think that this session was helpful to you. And with that being said, this is me signing off for today. So happy coding, everyone, and stay safe, and make sure to keep coding every day. Thank you, everyone.